Amy and welcome to my yoga channel. So today we're going to be doing a yoga flow for cyclists. Now if you're not a cyclist, don't worry, it's still going to be super beneficial. It's a nice chilled out flow and it's a little bit of a kind of a full body stretch. And if you are a cyclist, then the postures that I've included are a little bit more targeted to the areas that often we find can be a little bit problematic when we're on the bike. So your shoulders, your neck, the back, the hamstrings. So yeah, it's kind of aimed at hopefully giving you a little bit of flexibility and a little bit of a stretch in those areas. So let's begin. We're going to come into a cross-leg position on the mat. So if you want to grab a blanket or a block, just to kind of pop underneath the sit bones to make sure that you're sitting nice and comfortably, because I know often when you're in a cross-leg position it doesn't always feel super comfortable. So if you want to kind of grab any of those bits now, then please do. And we're going to begin just by popping the palms on the tops of the knees. We're going to close down the eyes. I'm going to kind of focus on our inhales and exhales before we start our practice today. We're going to ground ourselves into the mat, just to kind of slow everything down before we start today's practice. You can set any kind of intention here for your practice today. Focus on your breath. So take a nice inhale for 4. And take an exhale for 4. Again, inhaling for 4. And exhaling for 4. Let's do a few more rounds. Maybe kind of relaxing before you begin today's flow. And when you're ready, I'm going to blink open the eyes. I'm going to start with a few neck rolls. So we're going to roll the neck round to the right hand side. Just bring it gently round to the left, back round to neutral. Keep that going a few times. Just go nice and slow, helping to release any tension. Often we get a lot of tension in the shoulders and the neck, so it's always good if we can do something to help counteract that. I'm going to move round to the left hand side, so the opposite direction now. Take it nice and easy. Do once more round to the left. And coming back to neutral. So I'm here going to take an inhale. As you exhale, just bring the chin to the chest. Inhale to come back up, and as you exhale, just drop the head back ever so slightly. Inhale to come up, exhale chin to chest. Do that once more, so inhale and then exhale to drop the head back slightly. Inhale to come up and exhale chin to chest. Take a nice inhale. And an exhale. Bring your right palm down to the right knee. Take an inhale and lift the left palm up and over, giving ourselves a nice stretch through the side body. And keep equal weight between the sit bones. Exhaling, left palm down, inhaling, right palm up and over. Exhale to switch, so inhaling, left palm up and over. Exhale, left palm down. One more round. Inhale, left right palm up and over. Exhale one more time. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale to release. So from here we're going to move into a tabletop position. So bring the wrists in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. Tops of the feet flat to the mat. We're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow just to warm up through the spine. So on your next inhale, you're going to drop the belly down and your gaze comes up. And as you exhale, rounding through the shoulders, rounding through the spine, letting everything go. Inhale, dropping the belly down, gaze comes up. Exhale, rounding through the spine and the shoulders. Inhale, dropping the belly. And exhale, rounding through the spine. We'll do one more round. Take an inhale to drop the belly. And exhale, rounding through the spine. The inhale, come back to neutral. We're going to tuck the toes under and we're going to push back into our first downward dog today. So here, I'm going to pedal out the legs. Make sure your feet are hips width distance apart. If it feels good, bring a bend into the knees. And you want your wrists in line with the shoulders. The gaze towards the tops of the thighs or towards the navel. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths. Pedaling out the legs. Often, depending on what time of the day you're doing this practice, I know in the morning, especially for me, the body tends to feel a bit tighter. So often when you're moving through your first round of downward dogs, then you can feel a little bit tighter through the backs of the legs, backs of the thighs, through the glutes. When you're ready, you can take an inhale and lift our heels, gaze come towards the palms. As we exhale, we're going to put a bend through the knee and walk ourselves gently up to the top of the mat. Take an inhale to a half lift, bring the gaze up. Exhale down to forward fold. And inhale, we're going to rise all the way back up to standing, bringing the hands to prayer at heart center. Do another round of vinyasa. So inhale, the arms up, look towards your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, gaze comes up. As you exhale, we're going to step back, lower down through chaturanga, tucking the elbows in towards the sides of the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhaling back into downward facing dog. Again, pedaling out the legs. Focusing on your breath. Gaze towards your navel, look at the tops of the thighs. We're going to take an inhale, lift the right leg up and over, stacking the hips. I'm going to keep the shoulders square to the top of the mat here, just kind of creating some space through the hips. As you exhale, bring the right leg down, take an inhale to bring the left leg up and over. Take a couple of breaths here. On the exhale, bringing the left leg down. You're going to inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. As we exhale, we're going to bring it all the way through and we're going to come into a lunge position here. So we're going to drop the left knee down, top of the foot to the mat. You want to have your knee in line with the ankle. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. If it feels good just to leave the palms of the hands on the top of the knee, then do that. Or you can option to bring the arms up and over. Gaze comes up. Feel the stretch here through the hip flexor, through the front of the thighs. And as you exhale, bring both palms to the mat. You're going to leave your left palm on the mat. And as you inhale, bring the right palm up, giving ourselves a little bit of a twist. Gaze comes up towards the right palm. And as you exhale, with the right palm down to the mat, we're going to step ourselves back, lower down through chaturanga, inhaling to upward facing dog, and exhaling to downward facing dog. We're going to repeat that on the left hand side. So inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bringing the left leg all the way through, coming back into that lunge but on the left hand side. So bring the right knee down, option to leave palms on the top of the left knee. And as you inhale, bring the palms up, gaze comes up towards the palms. Take a couple of breaths here. As you exhale, both palms to the mat. We're going to leave the right palm on the mat and inhale the left palm up. Gaze comes up towards the left palm. Really feeling the stretch. And then as you exhale, bring both palms to the mat. Step your left foot back, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog and exhaling to downward facing dog. And from here, we're just going to take a few breaths, a few rounds of breath in downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, lifting the heels, exhale to bend through the knees. Inhale to jump, step, or walk to the top of the mat. And here we're just going to heel toe the feet out ever so slightly. I'm going to grab hold of the elbows. And we're just going to sway here gently from side to side. Again, if it feels good to put a bit of a bend through the knee, then do that. Just feel a nice stretch here. All through the back, through the shoulders, back to the legs. And from here, bring both palms down to the mat. Heel toe the feet all the way out to the outer edges of the mat. Toes pointing towards the long edge of the mat. And we're just going to come down into our Yogi Squat. So option to grab a block here to put under the sit bones. We're just going to bring our elbows on the inside of the thighs. Hands to prayer at heart center. Really feeling the stretch through the inner thighs here. Option to close down the eyes. Stay here for a few breaths. And on the next exhale, bring your both palms to the mat. We're going to come down into laying down onto our backs. So come to a comfortable position laying down on the mat. We're going to inhale, knees into the chest. Give yourselves a little hug. And then we're going to exhale the left leg down and bring the right knee over. So we're coming into a supine twist here. Bring the right arm up, gaze comes towards the right palm. And keep your left palm on top of the right knee. Feel a nice stretch through the back, through the glutes. As you inhale, bring the right knee back up. We're going to switch legs. So bring the right leg down, left leg comes over the right leg. Gaze comes towards the left palm. Right hand on top of the left knee. A few rounds of breath here. And as you inhale, coming all the way back up to neutral. So we're just going to hook our right foot over the left knee. Bringing the right knee out to the side. You can just stay here if that's enough for you in today's practice. or option just to gently raise the left leg, interlacing the hands behind the left leg. And here you can really feel the stretch through the glutes. Again, being mindful of how you feel in today's practice. As you exhale to release out of the posture, we're just going to switch over to do the left hand side. So bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Again, if it feels good to stay here, then do so. Option to interlace the fingers behind the right leg, behind the right thigh. You can just feel a little bit more of a stretch here. And as you exhale, bring both feet down to the mat. We're going to inhale the knees back into the chest, giving ourselves a little hug again. Rocking from side to side, massaging through the spine. Helping to release any tension. And as you exhale, just going to release the legs down. We're going to come into a very short Shavasana in today's practice. So you can always pause the video here and stay in your Shavasana for a little bit longer. We're just going to keep this nice and short today, so we can slow everything down, reap the rewards of our practice today. And the feet fall out to the sides, palms face up. Relaxing through the feet, through the ankles, the legs. Through the thighs. Relax through the pelvis, and the stomach. Through the back, the shoulders. Relaxing through the neck, crown of the head. And when you're ready, you're going to bring some movement into the toes, into the fingertips. On the inhale, bring the arms up above the head. Just a nice stretch through the whole of the front side of the body. Exhaling to release. Rolling onto the side, coming back up into a seated position. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Namaste. So thank you so much for joining today's practice. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to click like at the end of the video and to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day.